welcome back to another video, and in this one we're going to speak about frugal vacation planning tips, and I'm going to refer to a list that I've compiled here of some things that are pretty obvious, but they might serve as a friendly reminder to you when you're planning your next affordable yet fun vacation adventure. Just a general statement about planning frugal trips: they don't have to sacrifice fun or memorable experiences. In fact, with the right strategies, you'll be able to have a great time without breaking the bank. And let's start with, in no particular order, number one, and that is visiting friends or family. One of the cheapest ways that you can travel is to stay with friends or family, and by eliminating the cost of accommodations and hotels, you can save significant money. Just be sure to buy them groceries or help them out in some way to show appreciation for them letting you stay with them for a few days. This is more like a hybrid vacation. You obviously are not going to do this all the time, and it's not a real vacation, but you can use it to save on accommodations. And if your friends and family do live in a vacation type of destination, you might be able to save some money on a few days where you won't have to spend for a hotel. Number two is frugal road trips. Now, road trips are not only cost effective, but also incredibly fun, especially with inflation and high gas prices. Filling up your tank is usually going to be cheaper than buying plane tickets. Plus, the road trip itself can be a fun journey to your ultimate destination. The next one is to be flexible with your dates. Generally speaking, off-peak seasons offer lower prices for flights and accommodations, attractions, etc. And one of the ways that you can find this out is by using fare comparison tools on the internet. But when you're doing this, make sure to compare the plane tickets, the accommodation costs, and just plug in different dates and see what works out to be cheaper. And if you have the luxury of being able to pick a time or a set of dates that is off-peak, you might be able to save some significant money that way. The next one is to use travel rewards and points. A lot of people have credit cards, and sometimes they offer frequent flyer mileage type of programs where the credit card company gives you points and perks for utilizing that credit card, and in exchange they might give you points for offsetting the travel expenses on your next trip. Sometimes they can even give you discounts on airlines or other perks that you might be able to use in connection with your next vacation trip. So find out if the credit card that you already use has these rewards and points, and if you can apply them and take advantage of them on your next vacation. Next is to cook your own meals. Now, this is something that may not be that popular, but if you're traveling with a family, opting for accommodations that include a kitchenette, a hotel that has like a little kitchen, for example, can give you an opportunity to eat a little bit healthier by cooking your own meals, and also saving money because you don't have to dine in restaurants for every single meal. So it will save you some money if you can at least do that once a day or something like that. You can eat healthy and save money as well. Next is to pack light. Now, this one is pretty obvious. Everybody knows that checked bag fees are expensive with the airlines. So if you can pack efficiently, and if you have the luxury of packing light, I would recommend that you do so to avoid that extra expense. The next one is to explore free and low-cost activities. And this one is something that's going to require a little bit of advanced research and homework. But sometimes you can find free or low-cost attractions, parks, and museums at or around your destination. And many cities offer some of them offer walking tours, but I've never been on one of those. But you could find cities that have public art displays and scenic viewpoints that don't cost much, if anything at all, and those can be fun as well. And don't overlook national parks. If you are traveling near a place that has access to a national park, then definitely check them out, because a national park can be a treasure trove of not only natural beauty but also affordable ticket prices. A lot of the entrance fees for the national parks are a lot more affordable than some other excursions or activities that you might do in a typical touristy destination. So see if you have a national park that you can take advantage of and add to the fun things that you're doing on your vacation. Next is the use of public transportation. Now this is important because taxis, rideshare services, etc. can be quite pricey depending on where you're going to travel around. So if you can, try to see if you can utilize the buses and mass transit and subways of the city and destination of where you're going, because you can save a lot of money by leveraging those transportation services rather than, again, the taxis and the ride shares, the Ubers and stuff that can be more expensive depending on where you're going. But even if you're going to a very popular resort like a Disney World, for example, they offer bus transportation that is pretty clean, with good air conditioning and fun transportation ways that you can get around, like boats and monorails. So that is usually free or part of your package when you go to Disney World. So definitely take advantage of that, or wherever it is that you're going, see if that particular destination has its own services for transportation that might be a lot cheaper than some other type of transportation that is more private and that is going to cost you a lot more money. The next one is to look for hotel deals and discounts online, and this one can be a little time consuming and can get a little complicated, but I'm going to make it pretty simple for you. You basically just want to compare two main things, and that is look for the prices that websites like the third-party ones such as booking.com, hotels.com, Expedia, even Airbnb. Check what those prices are and then compare those to direct vendors, like the direct destination where you're going to. And what I mean by that is, if you compare those third-party sites, they're going to be able to give you package deals because they kind of aggregate all of the different services of your vacation destination, like your travel, your lodging, attractions, etc. So it's very convenient to evaluate your overall vacation expense and pay for it all in one shot. So that's good. But if you book direct, or at least check out those prices, you might be able to get some direct only specials and promotions that might be the same or a little better than those third-party providers. But even more important, one thing to consider is that if you ever need to make a reservation change or modify your plans, by booking direct, you might be able to do that directly at the front desk of the hotel where you're at. But if you book through like an Expedia or something like that, you might have to go through the third-party website that you booked through to make any kind of revisions to your travel plans, and that can add an extra layer of complexity and hassle. So just keep that in mind, that booking direct, if it's the same price, it does have its advantages, but I could also see how you might find it more convenient to do the one-stop shop all-in-one bundle of the Expedia or booking.com or hotels.com type of service. Just whichever one you like, just be aware of the differences. The next one is budget airlines and fare alerts. Now this one doesn't just mean checking the prices of the cheapest low-cost airlines, but also you might want to see if you have an account, or at least create one, for the individual airlines that you think you might want to utilize or consider for your next vacation, because sometimes these airlines give you promotions and send out notifications that might coincide with your travel dates, and you might be able to save some money that way by taking advantage of any last minute savings that these airline carriers can send to you in a notification if you are signed up. The next one is to take advantage of off-peak travel dates if you can. Now, I already alluded to some of this in a previous tip, but not only to get cheaper prices, but also to avoid overly large crowds and long lines, which could make your vacation a lot more enjoyable. And then lastly is to take advantage of any kind of local markets and street food. You know, you might want to skip restaurants if you can and explore the local markets and fresh food stalls. Depending on what your vacation plans entail, you might be in destinations that have a vibrant street food and street market environment that you could take advantage of and enjoy good, authentic food, but also be able to save money by not having to eat every meal at an expensive sit-down restaurant. So definitely take advantage of some of these tips. Hopefully this video will serve as a reminder to you that you can just pull up anytime and your next trip can be somewhat affordable but still be enjoyable. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.